Hi, I'm Jane Austen. We're here with Chipper app, and this is a sequence for a mama in the first trimester, and this is for the first trimester fitness. So we're going to start with sitting up on a blanket. So just take a folded blanket, whatever firm blanket you have at home will do, and then just come to sit on that. We're doing a seated pose sequence here. So sometimes when we come to sit, we tend to sit in a slightly slumped position. So it might be beneficial to actually take another folded blanket or a firm pillow and put it underneath your bum. So you want to make sure that you've got the natural curve of the low back, and then when you sit, that your knees are actually lower than your hips. That way you've got proper alignment of your spine and your pelvis. So we're going to come into staff pose. So take the legs out in front of you. And when we're pregnant, we let the feet go a little bit wider, so maybe about hip distance. Now you want to fire up the legs, so spread through the toes and place the hands right beside the hips. So you use the hands pressing into your support to keep the chest lifted. And from here, let the chin be parallel to the floor and find your breath. Gently lengthening the backs of the legs. This is the foundation of all the seated postures, staff pose. And shifting the shape just a little bit here. We're going to come into head to knee pose. So keep the left leg straight and draw the right knee, bend the right knee and draw the foot in toward the inner thigh. So you want to work the thigh bones so they're about a 90-degree angle from one another. So open up the leg just a little bit more. So take the leg out. So we're about 90-degree angle. Yeah, so you got about a 90-degree angle between the thigh bones. Now, classically, when you do the pose, you take a spinal rotation and lay over the legs. But in pregnancy, we want to create a little bit more space for baby, even early on. And we'll take the fold in between the legs. So stay here with the hands right at the hips, lengthen the spine, get all that lift in the chest. And then if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can bring your hands forward onto the floor. Now for some people, they might need a little bit extra lift in the floor. So we'll bring the hands onto a surface. So you can walk the hands out a little bit if you want to take the block out a little bit further. So you don't actually need a yoga block. You can use a stack of books. I tied a bunch of rubber bands around a stack of books. Super simple. You can absolutely use that. Now reach out through the crown of the head so the spine stays nice and long, and breathe into the backs of the legs. Take a few breaths here. And we're going to bring ourselves back up. So press through the hands, bring yourself back up, and let's switch sides. So you're going to grab underneath the knees. Yes, you always want to support the pregnant lady legs. And this time take the right leg out to the side and bring the foot into the inner thigh and place the hands beside the hips. Take a nice deep breath here. Active in the feet. So that if the feet are falling asleep, it means that the legs aren't activated. So spread the toes as much as you can. Spread the toes, we call those yoga toes. So take a nice deep breath here. Now you can stay here. If you've got a little bit more length in the hamstrings and you want to go a bit deeper, go ahead and come forward. So you're folding in between the knees, reaching out through the crown of the head. Good. A gentle stretch for the back of the legs. This is just a really nice pose. Sometimes we get some discomfort in the back, and that happens from some tightness that happens in the legs. So a regular practice of gently stretching the legs can be really, really helpful. Couple more breaths here. And let's bring ourselves back up. Grab underneath the leg and bring the foot back in. Now we're going to go a little bit wider with the knees. So extend the left leg out. Yeah. And this time we're going to come into a little bit of a side bend. We'll scooch the prop out of the way and let the knees open up a little bit more than 90 degrees. So a bit more. Yeah. Now, rotate the left palm to face the sky and slide it on the inside of the leg. Yes. And then open up the rib cage. Now you can stay right here if this is a good stretch for you. Perfect. If you want to go a bit deeper, take the right arm up overhead and reach it over the ear. So you can go a little bit deeper into the shape. You can slide into the pose. Keep the chest nice and open here. And the gaze can go wherever it doesn't strain your neck. So it can be at the horizon, it could be at the floor, it could be at the sky. So whatever feels good to you. Take another couple of breaths here. And once again, bring yourself back upright By rooting through the sit bones, bring yourself up and let's switch sides. And take the right leg out, spread the toes. So again, you got your yoga toes going on. And slide that right hand on the inside of the leg. So palm faces up so you get that nice rotation in the shoulder, chest stays lifted. Now, if you want to keep the hand at the hip, that's totally fine. If you want to go a bit deeper, take the arm straight overhead. And if you want to get a little bit more into the side bend, reach the arm over the ear. And find your breath here. So the more you reach out through the hand, the more opening you're going to get, and able to take a slightly deeper breath. And bring yourself back up to sit. Yeah, bring yourself back up. Good, and then just fold the leg in. So if you want to do a few more seated postures, check out the next first trimester fitness video.